José Limon was born in Culiacán, Mexico in 1908 to Florencio Limon, a musician, and his wife Francisca. In 1915, the family fled the revolution in Mexico and immigrated to the United States, eventually settling in Los Angeles. After high school, Limon studied art at UCLA for a year and then went to New York to pursue a career as a painter. A performance by the powerful German expressionist dancer Harold Kreutzberg dramatically changed the course of Limon's life. He immediately began to study dance with Doris Humphrey and Charles Weidman and was soon performing with their company. By the late 1930s, he was creating works of his own and setting the stage for his career as a storyteller that would use historical and literary figures as a choreographic vehicle. His early works include Danza de la Muerte, a response to the Spanish Civil War, and Danzas Mexicanas, which explored the many facets of the role of the male in Mexican culture. As the decade turned to the 1940s, his lifestyle saw dramatic changes, including relocation to the West Coast, marriage to Pauline Lawrence, whom he had worked with at the Humphrey Weidman Company, and being drafted into the Army during World War II, where he was assigned to the Special Services Unit. After the war, he returned to New York, and in 1946 formed the Limon Dance Company under the artistic direction of Doris Humphrey. The late 1940s saw Limon's creation of two powerful story ballets, La Malinche, based on the saga of the young Indian woman who was given as a slave to Cortez upon his arrival in Mexico, and what would become his award-winning signature work, The Moor's Pavan, a simple and elegant distillation of the story of Othello. During the 1950s, Limon became an internationally recognized artist, touring with his company throughout the world, often under the auspices of the State Department's Cultural Exchange Program. The works he created in Mexico include Tonantzintla, inspired by a church in a remote Mexican village, and Dialogues, which depicted two pivotal European-Mexican encounters, first between Cortez and Montezuma, and then between Maximilian and Juarez. In the United States, Limon began to teach at the American Dance Festival and Juilliard. His choreographic exploration turned to biblical themes with such works as The Exiles, depicting the expulsion of Adam and Eve from Eden, The Traitor, which told the story of Judas' betrayal of Christ, and There Is a Time, which drew on words from Ecclesiastes to express the cyclical nature of our lives. When Doris Humphrey died in 1958, Limon assumed the artistic direction of his company and continued to create enduring choreographic works that transcended cultural boundaries. These included Missa Brevis, a tribute to the enduring spirit of the Polish people following the devastation of World War II, The Unsung, which celebrated the dignity of the Native American male, and his final work, Carlotta, that again revisited his Mexican heritage. It tells the story of Maximilian's wife Carlotta as she watches her husband's power in Mexico crumble and her final descent into madness. Limon performed with his company until 1969, making his final appearance as Othello in the Moor's Pavan at the age of 61. He continued to teach and choreograph until his death from cancer in 1972. Limon received numerous honors during his lifetime, including the Dance Magazine Award, the Capizio Dance Award, and 4 honorary doctorates. The company that he created in 1946 earned a place in dance history as the first modern dance company to survive beyond its founder. The company now embraces not only the classic masterworks of Limon and Doris Humphrey, but also contemporary choreography by renowned and aspiring dance artists. In an interview with Miriam Harasco in 1964, Limon said, "I have such a wonderful belief in the richness of life, in our beauty, our humanity, the nobility. I like to believe that dance can express the human experience in all its facets, all the joy, the tragedy, the ecstasy, the travail." As we look to his choreographic legacy, we see that he achieved this expression with simple elegance and clarity.